10 years of just intermittent problems with drugs and then increasingly with alcohol, but wasn't ever entirely successful from being able to find sobriety. My life was rapidly approaching out of control. It was cocaine and alcohol. Feel like cocaine may be more primary, and then mostly had a healthy relationship with alcohol, but it very quickly became its own sort of ancillary addiction, and found that was out of control too. There was a very sick person that was on a really bad path, and I could almost see myself moving in that direction. Was lucky enough to have somebody that really loved me, and we kind of troubleshooted together to try to find a safe place that was affordable and that seemed promising. I've been to a 30-day inpatient rehab facility. I feel like one of the biggest things that the Lighthouse gives is it allows you to establish a longer period of accountability, a structured environment where there's some level of support and sort of daily predictability. The continuity from this very intense, rigorous inpatient program to all of a sudden now you're kind of like on your own and left to your own devices was far too abrupt. And so what I feel like the Lighthouse really brings, among other things, is that you have a longer term, more protracted opportunity to find sobriety. And then after the first month, you're not just left to, okay, well, here you go. I really desperately needed to get past that sticking point of 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, but that at the fourth month that I still have to be accountable, and at the fifth month, and then you start to get some traction and things get a little bit easier. But I'm grateful for 100% sobriety. I mean, the cornerstone of this whole journey, I feel like, is personal readiness. And so none of this stuff will make sense if you're not just so desperate and really ready, provided that you have that as your kind of base layer. Daily maintenance, like being able to identify triggers, being able to sort of move through tough days and not just run to escape them, and then putting all of these things together. And also having, I guess, a house that is supportive of that mission. And I feel like I've met some folks that have been incredibly valuable in terms of knowing that there's no judgment and knowing that people are on board, that they feel your pain, that there's empathy there, and that they struggle too. Isolation and holding away was a big part of the pre-contemplative part of moving back toward an addiction, and here you have roommates in the room with you, and so grateful for that too. Don't know, don't want to know. I think that you have to do the work. You just need resources, particularly in these early couple months where you're just not making the right decisions, or you're doing so many things right, but then you make this one little slip and it has these profound consequences. They say jails, institutions, and death, and I think that I was fast tracking, moving toward those types of unsavory spaces. Be kind to yourself initially, and that would be even advice that I would just give to anybody that's facing addiction, and to find this very kind of narrow wiggle room with holding yourself accountable, but being kind to yourself, knowing that other people have done this, knowing that it probably won't get harder than your first couple months. Start to put things in order. But it's been amazing to see how much I've been able to accomplish when I've been able to get out of my own way, being able to become financially solvent, being able to sort of have a schedule. There are things that I like to do that I've kind of forgotten, had lost the joy. The biggest thing is to stay the course, anticipate there are going to be bad days, kind of anticipate that stuff, and know that other people have been on this journey too. The better equipped you'll be to make this stick. Stability, predictability, a lot of abilities, dependability. And so I walk into these doors at the Lighthouse, and I come in and there's a very predictable environment. And the open door policy here has been something that I feel is just such a wonderful gift, because there really is the sense that if I needed help, that you would drop what you're doing and talk to me, and not because you had to, but because you're genuinely invested in people that are here. And I feel like that's just huge. So finding a safe space, and I feel like the Lighthouse has given me that.